Hello, team. I'm so happy to be with you guys. And today I am going to share with each of you how we check on a teammate to see if they are qualified for the month, if their business is qualified, if they've hit that performance bonus number, the PB, and if not, how to look up that number and kind of figure out where they're going to be at the end of the month. Unfortunately, there's no just like click a button and see on our website yet, but we know that they're working on updates and eventually it's going to be a lot simpler. But as a leader and as a virtual franchisee, as someone that's growing your business and trying to duplicate virtual franchisees and qualifiers, it's important to know how to look up and see if your teammates are qualified. So today I'm going to show you an example on how to do that. So let me share my screen with you guys. All right, so I'm going to look up and see if Brian is qualified. So the first thing you're going to go do is go to My Team Data. You're going to click Search My Team. Type in the name. Click the FIN number of the person you're trying to look for. And I don't know if you guys can see the pop-up, so let me change my screen share. Okay, so you see this pop-up window. So this is for Brian. So basically what you're going to look for is for this month, my current month, you're going to look at the performance bonus number. If that number is 1,000, then they are qualified, which is awesome. If it's not 1,000, I'm going to show you guys how to figure out where they will be. Let's say, today is the 20th, so we have about 11, 12 more days of the month for your teammates to get qualified. And so let's say that Brian was not at 1,000. So what you're going to do next is let's say that Brian is at, let's say this number is 700, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to his previous month-end PVC report, this link right here, and we're going to see where he was at the end of last month, since it's the previous month-end PVC report. So let me get that. Okay, here we are. So last month, Brian ended with well over 1,000. And so that's where you're going to see the number. The performance bonus is what you need to look at for qualifying. So you look at that number, and then you also look and see, do they have any excess performance bonus? And that's this number right here. Then you're going to scroll down. If you want to check and see what your personal performance bonus is for self-qualifying or customer qualifying, you're going to look at this number. It's for the previous month. So remember that. You're going to look at this number and be like, okay, last month Brian was self-qualified. Awesome. So let's just play around and say that, let's say that Brian's at 700 this month, and last month, let's say last month he was at 900, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to take, you're going to have to go and find out from your teammate if they had any pay in full orders for the previous month. So let's say that if Brian's at 700 right now, I need to find out, Brian, did you have any pay in full? You can actually call them, text them, email them, and find out. Or I'll show you where you can look. You can go to My Customers. You can go to Order Analysis. You can go to, you look up their FIN. Click on the click on the FIN. And then you're going to click All Types for Fast Tracking in previous month. And then you're going to run the report. And you're going to see here, oh, you probably want to do level 1 so it doesn't show all their teammates. Okay, so you're going to see here their PVC amount and the promo. So if these two numbers are the same, the PVC amount and the promo, that means that it was paid in full. If they're not the same, it means that they were paid in installments. So as you go down this list, it looks like only one was paid in full. So this is 169 and 169. The 0.5 doesn't really matter. But all these other ones are monthly orders. And so what I would do, oh, there's more. But let's just say this is the end of the list. If Brian has 700 showing right now, then this number is not included in that because that was from last month. And that means that, you know, I don't get to count it this month. So basically, that's just a way to look up how to see if your team had any pay in full orders from the previous month. So what you're going to do is you're going to basically take whatever the PB number is right today. You're going to, let's say Brian has 700 and he needs 1,000. So I'm going to take 1,000 and I'm going to subtract 700. So that's 300. And then I'm going to take 300 and divide it by 42.3 because that is the monthly PVC for a trio order. And that comes out to 7.09. So basically Brian needs would need 7 trios between him and his dealers and direct distributors in order to qualify this month. Obviously, since it's only the 20th, he may still have some orders shipping. And that's why it's good to have your customer list and know when your orders are shipping out. But or he may have some customer orders that are reoccurring, like, you know, that they don't pay until the 30th. And so those are not going to be accounted for. But that'll give you a rough estimate of where Brian stands. And, you know, if you don't use the current information, like what I said was his 700, you can only just go back and look at the previous month-end PVC report, take the PB number. Let's say they weren't at 1,000. If the PB from last month was 700 and let's see here. If the PB was 700 and that person had one pay in full, and so let's say they had a pay in full protein. So you would have to subtract that pay in full protein from their 700 last month. So I'd do 700 minus 70. So that would leave Brian or whoever needing 630 PVC, or that would give them 630, meaning you take 1,000 minus that 630, and that's 370. So that means Brian would need 370. And then I would take the 370 and divide it by the trios or divide it by shredders or whatever monthly PVC that you guys want. So this week, we want you guys to do this for yourself, to do it for BFs on your team who you are helping to qualify, because it's really important for you to be able to look that up. If you want a real-time view of where, you know, everyone on your team is towards qualifying at this point in the month, it's not, this next step I'm going to show you is not super helpful if you're, you know, in the first 10 to 15 days of the month. But as you start getting into the later days of the month, this becomes really helpful. So you're going to go to My Team Data. You're going to look at close to bonus qualification this month. And you're going to click Performance Bonus. And then you can say, do you want people that are 100% qualified? You can say, do I want people who are halfway qualified, so you can see where they're at? And then you don't have to do anything with the POB. And then you just run the report. And you'll see it'll tell you, you know, this person has the PV volume. They had an excess of 1,000 last month, and this shows you how much they need now. So you can just scroll through this list and see, okay, Nicole needs 467, or, Brian is good. And you can just look through this list and get a quick view later in the month to see, where your people stand. So that's what we want you guys to do. We want you to get on your virtual office, get familiar with looking up the performance bonus numbers for yourself and for your team. And we want you guys to share that with us on this page and the comments below. Share, where you are for qualifying and where your VFs are that you are helping to achieve this goal of having a qualified business. So I hope you guys have an awesome week. If you have questions, I know it can be a little complicated, but there's simple ways. I just wanted to show you the longer way of doing the math for the beginning of the month with the previous month and PVC report, and then a way to check it again at the end of the month with the close to qualification section of the website. So please feel free to ask or Voxer me if you guys have questions. Have a great day.